Will jamming over backing tracks get me good at the guitar?
What you don't want to do is turn on a looper or backing tracks on your computer and go in the zone and pretend that you're like John Mayer in your room and play for 2 hours and be like, well, that was productive. It wasn't. You're just noodling. That's not practice.
Is practicing playing?
Nothing better than getting in touch with that floor stamp muscle. Pure bliss. I feel dead inside from watching this video.
What does it mean to
To
practice?
say this with the utmost it takes both, stop telling others their way is wrong. It's not. Jimi Hendrix, which you are not, did what you are telling for 5 years, then came out and said this: learn your instrument the way it makes sense to you.
What does it mean to play?
Law. Written some of my favorite songs by Noodling. Any time with an instrument is a good time. Don't listen to this weenie.
Writing songs isn't practicing the guitar.
Who am I? 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 Let's sort this all out. Let's think about a few metaphors. 1. Making eggs. All of us picked up the skill set necessary for egg making early on in life. But are our omelets steadily getting better? Every day you make an egg, is the egg you made this morning better than the egg you made 10 years ago? If it was getting better every single day, would you ever be able to stop eating the eggs, or would you die of high cholesterol? How about driving a car? We pick up the necessary skills in high school. We all drive every day. Are we getting more daring and crazier with our stunts like a Formula One driver? How about listening to the woman nag? She does it every single evening. But am I becoming Sigmund Freud?
Boy, say what you want about my mama, and I say what I want about your mama.
What do all of these have in common? You don't care enough to improve. You reach a level where you feel like you're doing a good enough job and you stop getting better. The same exact thing applies to guitar. So if you care enough about what you sound like, then there is a path forward for you. Let's take this big topic of getting better and break it down into 4 parts. Number 1, listening. You have to listen to music in order to get better. You listen to your heroes and they subconsciously fill you up with the right things to do. The right notes, the right rhythms, the right choices, the right feeling. What we are really trying to do is take the emotional impact that our heroes give to us and then give it to other people. We just are passing a torch. When you're starting out, listening is like drinking from the fire hydrant. You don't really know what's going on. All you know is that you like it. Don't listen to pretentious hippies. You have to be discriminating and judgmental when you listen to music. You have to know whether you like it or hate it. I'm not saying you shouldn't challenge yourself, but you should always think about what you're listening to and focus on what you like and what you dislike. This develops taste. Taste is the most important thing a musician can have in the long run. It is what is going to inform every single choice you make down the line. Remember, the only purpose of opening your mind is to then close it again around something bigger. You can't possibly learn everything, so your taste will reduce the options and direct you towards what you actually care about learning. 2. Studying and learning. Here we break the world of music that we listen to into pieces in order to explain music to ourselves. We name everything. We ask questions like, what was that? What were those notes? What was that rhythm? Who is that guy? How can he play so fast? It has so much soul. What is he doing? How do you get that sound? This is by far the trickiest territory where most players get lost, because you don't know what you don't know. So what's a good solution? You either tough it out or you allocate this to a teacher. This is where teachers come in. They understand what you need to know to get to the next stage, and they explain it to you. They tell you what to do, what to practice, what to study, and then over time you get better at studying yourself. This is where the teach a man how to fish thing comes in. Study is the arena where practice gets designed. You listen to music, you understand the elements that make it up, and you design a course of action that will get you good enough to do something similar. 3. Practice. Practice is where you take the information that you decided that you're going to teach yourself how to execute in the learning phase, and then perform it repetitiously in a technically perfect way again and again and again in order to build muscle memory, perfect technique, and sonic imagination. After you get some shit together practicing, there is a process called integration. This is where tracks can come in. Let's say I throw on a backing track, noodle the way I noodle, and then try to throw in the thing I practiced. This meeting point between the shit I know how to do and the shit I'm trying to add is called integration. Now, when you break it down like that for people, they are going to come at you and attack you with the example of ear players. What is an ear player? An ear player is a person who keeps everything in the subconscious realm. We said there are 4 processes, right? We have listening, learning, practicing, and playing. They eliminate the middle 2 and go straight from listening to playing. Now, I'm not saying that Jimi Hendrix or George Benson need to stop doing what they're doing and do what I tell them to do. But I am saying that if you had that kind of talent, you'd probably know it by now. There is a belief that ear playing is somehow more authentic than the thinking conscious kind of playing. But if that path is unavailable to you and you still want to sound better than you do, you just got to work with your brain and work with what you have. A good analogy would be taking a short guy who admires Shaquille O'Neal and then tries to adopt his basketball strategies. He's not going to have the same results, but it doesn't mean that he can't be a sick player if he figures out his way of playing the game. So coming back to the original question, is playing over backing tracks a productive use of your time? Yes, playing over backing tracks can be useful, but only if you think about the whole process of getting better as a balanced diet and you think about the backing track as a supplement. It's okay in stage 3, in the practice stage, if you, let's say, have a lick that you're working on. You put the backing track on, it will create a scenario where you're in a key, in a tempo, in a groove, and you repetitiously play that lick again and again and again. Then you can work on integrating. You jam the way you play, and then you throw it in. You try to massage it into your playing. You're working on integration. Then after a long and tedious day of learning, practice, listening, and all of that, you can use it to play for a while. But if you just play, it's a lot like making a soup with the ingredients you already have, 2 or 3 ingredients, and just stirring the pot for hours without throwing any other things in, hoping that the soup will change. At a certain point, you just are stirring what you have.